How to postpone/defer the evaluation of F strings. I am using template strings to generate some files, and I love the conciseness of the new F strings for this purpose, for reducing my previous template code from something like this. Now I can do this, directly replacing variables. However, sometimes it makes sense to have the template defined elsewhere, higher up in the code, or imported from a file or something. This means the template is a static string with formatting tags in it. Something would have to happen to the string to tell the interpreter to interpret the string as a new F string, but I don't know if there is such a thing. Is there any way to bring in a string and have it interpreted as an F string to avoid using the .format locals call? Ideally, I want to be able to code like this, where magic_string_ function is where the part I don't understand comes in. With this desired output, without reading the file twice. But the actual output I get is
a concise way to have a string evaluated as an F string, with its full capabilities, is using following function. Then you can do and, in contrast to many other proposed solutions, you can also do
Here's a complete ideal too. It's not an F string, it doesn't even use F strings, but it does as requested. Syntax exactly as specified. No security headache since we are not using eval. It uses a little class and implements _str_, which is automatically called by print. To escape the limited scope of the class, we use the inspect module to hop one frame up and see the variables the caller has access to.
This means the template is a static string with formatting tags in it. Yes, that's exactly why we have literals with replacement fields in .format, so we can replace the fields whenever we like by calling format on it. Something would have to happen to the string to tell the interpreter to interpret the string as a new F string. That's the prefix FF. You could wrap it in a function and postpone the evaluation during call time, but of course that incurs extra overhead. Which prints out but feels wrong and is limited by the fact that you can only peek at the global namespace in your replacements. Trying to use it in a situation which requires local names will fail miserably unless passed to the string as arguments, which totally beats the point. Is there any way to bring in a string and have it interpreted as an F string to avoid using the format locals call? Other than a function, limitations included? Nope, so might as well stick with .format.
How about
using format is not a correct answer to this question. Python F strings are very different from str.format templates. They can contain code or other expensive operations, hence the need for deferral. Here's an example of a deferred logger. This uses the normal preamble of logging.getLogger, but then adds new functions that interpret the F string only if the log level is correct. This has the advantage of being able to do things like log.ftdebug, obj.dump, without dumping the object unless debugging is enabled. Imho, this should have been the default operation of f-strings, however now it's too late. F-string evaluation can have massive and unintended side effects, and having that happen in a deferred manner will change program execution. In order to make f-strings properly deferred, Python would need some way of explicitly switching behavior. Maybe use the letter G? Smile. It has been pointed out that deferred logging shouldn't crash if there's a bug in the string converter. The above solution can do this as well. Change the finally column to accept column, and stick a log.exception in there.
If you want to support